1, 2, 3, 4.
We're Modigazzi, we're living in an RV. We're your family on the road.
I want to talk to you guys today about life in an RV. It's not all happy hearts and pineapple popsicles. There are some things that if you want to full-time that you should take into consideration, and some of the things that we as full-timers know are issues. So one of them is, of course, storage. Now, our storage in an RV is much less than you would normally have in your stick and brick in your fixed home. We have less, like, you know, you won't have a freezer like we had a freezer, and that way you can buy, you know, bulk frozen products to be able to cut down your costs on groceries. And our refrigerator is just much smaller. Clothing storage is very, very tiny. You know, like you know, and one of the closets in our home would have taken up all of our clothes storage here, the toy storage for the kids, the under storage, and that's just one closet. So you have to learn to minimize what you have or what you get. So, you know, storage is definitely a drawback when you full-time RV, and you should take that into account. You know, when you decide to go into this life. Another issue that comes up in an RV is an RV is small. That may sound, you know, like, you know, pretty obvious to most people, but I don't think you really understand how small it is until you start living in it, especially as a family, even as a couple. The RV is a small space. You have, you know, a small kitchen, you have small sleeping space, you have small place if you work at home, and there is no personal space to speak of. And you can niche, you know, kind of have a little cutout for yourself, something that you can use as your personal space. But I found even that, you know, like there's no real privacy in an RV. You know, it's great. Everyone talks about getting to know your loved ones, getting to know your, you know, being around your kids, being around your spouse. But, you know, on the other hand, you know, everyone has to, you know, have a little bit of personal room, you know. And so I think that it's really imperative for the couple or family to be able to you know, kind of talk about that and work it out together, you know, like what is considered their personal time and their personal space to be able to you know, just kind of be by themselves if they want to be by themselves. And we try to do that with the kids and with us. But you know, even, you know, the bathroom, you know, like it's, you know, you may get a knock on the door or somebody yelling they need to go.
Hurry, I gotta go to the bathroom!
Me too! I need to go to the bathroom too! Me too!
Okay, I'll be out in a second. So, and if you are a person who works digitally, or you're working on something and that is also your workspace, I think that you'll be a lot less frustrated if you understand that you are sharing this tiny space with the rest of your family or your spouse or your traveling companion, and that they have just as valid a right to that space as you do. And so you shouldn't get frustrated, you shouldn't get annoyed that there are interruptions that happen, and hopefully you can work that in to the way that you work in the RV. So I think that you know, no personal space is kind of a drawback, but, you know, also you're brought closer to your family. So let's talk tanks. So, of the people living in a regular home, fixed home, they go to the bathroom, they flush the toilet, and it's out of their minds. They don't think about it again. But those of us who are RVers, we know that that is only one of the steps in the process that we need to think about. We have a gray tank, which is water that comes from the sink, comes from the shower. We have a black tank, which is water that comes from the toilet, and we have a freshwater tank. So all of these need proper care and maintenance, and you have to think about them. So that's one of the drawbacks about living in an RV is your waste also becomes a waste of time. Like, you have to really keep an eye on what you put in, the types of products that you put into your toilet, you know, like different things that, and how to maintain all of your water systems on your RV. Fuel is also a consideration when you full-time RV, moving from place to place. Gas prices in different areas vary, as everyone probably already knows. And so when you're budgeting your money, you need to take into consideration the variation in all the gas prices around the country and the places that you're traveling. Propane is also a consideration. As with fuel cost for your vehicle or your RV, your motorhome, the cost of propane also varies from place to place. And also, you know, there's proper checks and maintenance that you need to do on your propane system just to make sure that everything's running efficiently and that everything is safe for you and your family. Let's talk about friends. Meeting and maintaining friendships as a full-time RVer can sometimes be challenging. So it's easy to meet new people, a lot of wonderful people on the road. You go through that curve of meeting them, you know, introducing yourself, getting to know them, and then finding out if you are compatible enough to really become friends. But then you leave, and you know, you may not see them again for, you know, a year or more than a year. And so I think the meeting of new friends is one of the most positive things about full-time RVing. But also a negative comes with that. Like, when you leave them, I think you got to up your electronic game. You know, you need to start making sure that you're staying in contact via Facebook and trying to meet with them anytime that you see it's possible as you're traveling around the country, when it's possible. But you know, just try to stay in contact with them via Facebook or something like that, and chat, and you know, just kind of keep your friendship going. Let's talk about Wi-Fi. So if you are a person who is dependent on your living while on the road, you really need to do your due diligence and find out what's the best option for you. In the experience of our family, park Wi-Fi, the free park Wi-Fi that you see advertised with most RV parks, isn't much to speak about, and it's definitely not going to let you do an online job for the most part. There are parks that have fairly decent Wi-Fi, but if that's what you need, then you need to make sure that you are going to be able to provide that for yourself on the road and not have to rely on free Wi-Fi from an RV park. The other thing is that the cellular or mobile Wi-Fi systems that are in place right now are dated usage based, and if you are lucky enough to get unlimited, they may throttle you after a certain amount of data that you're using each month. But that's something that you really want to look into, because having the cell signal, having your data, having your Wi-Fi is sometimes more important to some people than it is to others, but that is something that you really need to take into consideration before you start full-time RVing. You're always the new kid in town as a full-time RVer. If you are a younger RVer or even an older RVer who work camps, who takes jobs around the country, you're generally the new person. You're always learning new skills. You're always having to train. Generally, you're having to train. And so that's one of the things to think about. Are you willing to always go through that first, few weeks of work that you have done at your job that you have been at for a while and train over and over and over again throughout the year? I granted that a lot of the jobs that we take, especially work camping jobs, they entail the same routine, but still you're the new person. As the new person, your stocks are pretty low because no one knows you yet. They don't know whether they can trust you to do the job. So, that's one of the things that you should think about, before you go into a full-time RV lifestyle. If you need a mechanic, your trusted mechanic's not around. As you're traveling around the country, there's always new people that you need to find. There are maintenance people and service people for things on your RV. There's doctors. There's just a restaurant that you find your favorite kind of food at, or it could be anything, your favorite kind of coffee. But as a full-time RVer, sometimes we don't have that luxury to be able to go to the normal people, the people that we trust and the people that we know. And so one of the things that you need to keep in mind as becoming a full-time RVer is you don't have that anymore. That is something that you'll have to find wherever you are, and it's hit or miss. So just having that group of people around, that network of people that that you can rely upon to be able to do the work that you need to get done is quite a luxury. Once you're a full-time RVer, you don't have that any longer. In closing, you guys, don't get me wrong. RVing's great. It's a nice lifestyle, but you got to remember that with the sweet comes the sour. Kind of in your life in general, it's just kind of what you make of it. So thanks, guys, and make sure you guys subscribe, share us, share the videos, and we really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Hi everybody, thanks for watching this video, and if you like what we do, the little round button right there, I think right there is our subscribe button, and then right here, that's our Patreon page. You can go give us a little special thank you, and make sure you check out these other videos over here. Thanks, guys, we really appreciate it. Bye.